Hello everyone. I want to talk with you a few minutes about our upcoming gathering in October. I realize it costs a lot more than these gatherings have in the past. I remember hearing a lot of people that said they can't go because it costs so much, and it made me want to cry. So, as the elders of YM Thailand and also the program team, we got together and we prayed again about it. And we prayed, we were open to cutting back from 4 nights to 3 nights in order to make it more affordable. But as we prayed about it, we really felt like God said that we were supposed to be there for the entire 4 nights. But we also felt like God spoke very clearly that the real issue here with the challenge about money, it's not just for this conference, but God wants to use this situation to build our faith for the future. So that in a year or 2 years or 5 or 10 years, when God may call some of us to start a new ministry or to move to Africa or China or somewhere else, we'll have the faith to do that because we will remember back in 2025, we didn't have the money. Many of our people didn't have the money, and God did these incredible miracles to provide for all of us. So we will have the faith for these greater steps of faith that we'll need in the future. So I want us to look forward with faith and expectancy. I believe with all my heart, God's going to provide for all of us, but He wants us to step out in faith. I was just thinking yesterday about Peter in the boat. Jesus called him, but Peter had to make a decision because everybody knows people can't walk on water. So he had to choose to step out in faith. And when he did that, he walked. So, what's the step of faith that God has for us? I believe one of the first steps that He has for us that we all can do is to register online. Even if we have no money, we can register. Or if we have maybe just 200 or 300 baht, we can register and transfer that 200 or 300 baht into the account for the conference. And I believe as we do this little thing that we can do, it will open the door for God to do the great things that we cannot do. God wants to do a miracle and He wants to show Himself faithful in this situation. So I want to encourage us all today, begin to speak out in faith to ourselves and to others. Just speak out as you pray for the conference every day. God is faithful. He will provide. When someone comes to see you or they call you, they're talking about how they don't have money, they're thinking they can't go or the kids can't go or whatever it is, instead of saying, oh, yeah, that's too bad. I don't know if I can go either. Speak out in faith and say, yeah, I know it's a lot of money. I also don't have all my fees yet, but let's believe God together. I'll be praying for you. Pray for me. And together we will walk in faith and we will see God do a miracle. There is nothing that's impossible. There's a song that I love, a Thai song, and one of the lyrics says, there is nothing that is impossible for God. And it's not just a nice lyric, but it's the truth. So lastly, I want to say, this is really, it's a big thing, but it's normal for YM. If we think over the past 60 years of how many hundreds or thousands of DTSs there have been around the world. Okay, so we still have 2 months before the conference. How many DTSs in all of these 60 years, 2 months before outreach, all the staff and students had all their school fees and outreach fees paid? Probably none. And yet God came through. And I believe He wants to do the same thing for us. We have 2 months. God doesn't need 2 months. 2 days are plenty for Him. Let's believe. Let's begin to encourage one another and speak to ourselves and just proclaim God is faithful and He will provide. Noah, what are your thoughts?
Yes, when thinking about this, that when we are going to the conference together, thinking about the outreach, that when the outreach team going out, it's not only the outreach team that believe God together, but the whole school, all students, staff, and leader and the family, support. And so this is like a big outreach going to Konkan together. And I believe when we trust God and we walk together, we will everyone gonna be there together,
Yeah.
and we're gonna see God's goodness, along the way. Not only the
Yeah.
time that we meet there, but along the way that we'll see God's goodness and His faithfulness, among us. And He proved already, He already done so many things. And at this time, we believe
Yeah.
that He's gonna do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's go and see everyone at the conference, in Konkan, 14 to 18 October.
Yeah, the last thing I want to mention is let's have hearts of generosity.
Yeah.
You know, even if we don't have what we need yet, let's just ask Jesus, do you want me to give to someone else and how much? In the history of YM, all these years, that's happened all the time. DTS students or staff that don't have money, they gave what they have to someone else and then they see God provide for them. Let's have hearts of generosity. So there's a link that you'll have to register and to pay for your own and to give toward others. So let's see what God will do. God bless you.
God bless you, God.